Okay, so here we go with page 132 and 133, because the end of the chapter is just a few lines, and then we're going to go on to chapter 13. Unlucky for some. So here we go, page 132. The native sacred upitoi, because remember the crack, crack of the guns, crack, crack of the that type of thing had just happened. The native sacred upitoi quivered in the air above the witch doctor's head, and then crashed heavily down to the sand, badly damaged by the 2 bullets fired from among a cluster of rocks just beyond the airliner, breathe Jill, by Saad Salih and Emil Swiner. Well, that revelation has come as a surprise to 0 persons, but they haven't killed anybody, but they've destroyed a religious and spiritual artifact, thus obviously starting a war. This is what the only outcome, isn't it? Chapter 13, which is called By Whose Hand? Well, we know who's just shot down the totem thing, so maybe something else happens that we've got to work out who it is. Let's find out. By whose hand? Sturdy natives casting fearsome glances back over their shoulders were frantically paddling the war canoe away from the beach. Around its tall mast, the native girls were gathered in a frightened cluster. Not girls are frightened and men are fearsome. The native girls were gathered in a frightened cluster. Oh, the trembling straw licus girdling their golden brown bodies, and the chains of exotic blossoms adorning their shapely necks. There's still time for them to be gorgeous. Oh, forming a colourful ring around the tall pole's base. Chief Awali'i was poised upon the front edge of the square deck, proudly erect, with his arms folded across his broad chest and his eyes fixed in an outraged stare. That's good, isn't it? Upon the castaways. I'm disappointed in you. Behind him, the witch doctor was grovelling upon his hands and knees before the damaged upitoi token, pounding his forehead upon the deck. I'm not going to do that. Whilst in a dirgeful voice he was calling upon the spirits of his ancestors to avenge themselves upon the white devils, who with this sacrilege had paid them back evil for good. That's very true, Mr. Witch Doctor. That's exactly what has happened. You've been nice to them and they've shot at you. Taru was standing, a picture of misery, at his angry father's side. Chief Awali'i had ordered him to board the canoe, and even he did not dare disobey a command given directly by the great chief of his tribe at the advice of its spiritual Tahua. That could have been 2 sentences. In matters concerning the spirit world, and especially in one as serious as this affront to all common decency. Outrageous. Big war gonna happen, maybe. I don't know, but it's it's exciting that something's happening.